Welcome to Movie Life Crisis. Join us as we watch the best movies from 30 years ago.
What the hell are we gonna do? We can't stop this thing even if we wanted to.
Go faster.
Wesley.
Charlie, when this is over with, remind me to knock you out.
Woody.
I have a minute problem.
Minute? John Bobby, he has a minute problem. You have a sickness.
This Thanksgiving, get on board the funniest thrill ride of the holiday season. Money Train, rated R, at theaters November 22nd.
Money Train. I like how they went with just the first name. Wesley. Woody.
Man, there's so much there. Like the fact that trailer starts with an MCI Friends and Family advertisement.
It wasn't that long ago where somebody said something about, oh, that's going to cost you long distance on some show we were watching. And Jake's like, what's that mean? I was like, oh, it costs if you didn't call
like,
your
no, you just
area
dial
code.
10-10-220 and then you save like 80% on your long distance. How's that work? I don't know. Or you have a calling card. What?
A calling card?
Dude, my dad used to have for his work it was like a number you dial before you dial long distance, and it would bill to his office.
That's pretty cool.
And so, like, I had it written down somewhere. If I wanted to, like, if I was like out at a summer camp and I needed to make a phone call, I could like on the payphone, like punch in his office number, punch in the code, punch in where I wanted to dial. I don't.
How did we live? War games, you're freaking just calling everybody.
Yeah.
Did you? So, you remember roaming fees also, right? Like,
oh yeah.
Like if you were not inside your network with your cell phone, it would cost extra too. I was trying to explain that to Jake.
I was dating Becky Beard at like sophomore, junior year of high school, and they lived in Albany. It was around the time that Albany, for whatever reason, got put into a different area code than Hammond did.
225.
Even though they're 2 miles apart. And so suddenly Albany was like long distance. I don't think it was to call from the house, but like from my cell phone it was. So if I was like at her house and was coming home late, I was like, you're just going to have to wait till I get there because I can't risk a roaming charge.
Got to cross under the interstate before I can call you. That's crazy.
Man. Yeah. Also, I liked how that trailer made the movie look way better than it was. Whoever did that trailer, A+ work.
Yeah. The music was good. The guy talking was good. It had all the good scenes.
And then had the quote from the Hoboken Auto Journal. Best movie of the Christmas season.
Holiday season. Holiday.
Yeah.
We say holiday here. No, did you know that J-Lo is in this? Because they didn't mention that.
Nope, nobody knew who J-Lo was at that point.
Right, I know.
Time.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
Everybody knows J-Lo now.
Yes, they do.
I wonder if my kids know what the J stands for in J-Lo.
Or like what she did before she was an actor in a musical act.
They definitely know that because I'm like, huh, look at that. That's J-Lo right here, right before we watch Homie the Clown in Living Color.
Homie, don't play that. I also like how we've been doing video for our podcast for like 6 months now, and I still forget that when we started to record, it's actually capturing video, and I'm like scratching my eye, I'm like sniffing my armpits. Like, we're on camera, idiot. This is why we have...
I like how people keep sending me the links. Hey, guess what I found on YouTube? And I was like, oh, I'm sorry about that. Sorry you had to see that. It's all over TikTok and all those clips and stuff. People keep sending me those. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, she's blowing up like not blowing up like an explosion or like a grenade necessarily. Not even like a firecracker, but like what are the things that you would get that came in like little wrap paper and you would throw them on the ground and they would go pop. Like
the poppers? I don't know. I don't know what they're called.
I don't either, but I remember
pops.
people used to throw them like, and they would hit you in the head, and it would like actually kind of sting.
You can like crunch it in your hand.
Yes,
and it would pop, and it doesn't hurt.
Right. Yeah, so we're blowing up
bigger
like that.
ones now, by the way. They're like this long, and they're red cylinders that look like tiny little TNT from Bugs Bunny. And when you throw it,
I can't believe they make those.
It hurts your ears. It's loud. I mean, I'm old, but it hurts my ears.
Yeah. Wesley, Woody, Money Train, Movie Life Crisis, Season 5, Episode 15. Jesus. We've done like 3 or 4 amazing movies in a row, and then now this movie as well.
All right, 2 things. One, people don't like this one. It got really bad reviews.
Rightfully so. It got really accurate reviews because it's bad. I haven't seen this in like, 10,
forever.
15, 20 years.
It's been a while.
In theaters, I don't remember. I did remember parts of it, so I've seen it more than once.
Yeah.
But I don't think maybe I own this on DVD. I remember the cover art. I can kind of picture it in like a DVD case. But this seems like it would have been like it came in a 3-pack with White Men Can't Jump and like something else. Wildcats, where Woody and Wesley first met in 1986. I don't know.
The
Woody and Wesley 3-pack, Walmart, $12.
12 is probably pushing it.
Yeah.
I don't know. White Men Can't Jump. I'd probably pay $12 for that.
That's what I'm saying. White Men Can't Jump is all. I would have been like, ooh, White Men Can't Jump. The other ones might be good. Let me just buy it.
White Men Can't Jump and 2 coasters. Awesome.
2 Christmas tree ornaments and a movie I really like.
Oh man. By the way, somebody said that listens to this podcast. Hey, dude, you used to give awesome synopsises. Synopsi? You used to give awesome synopsis. You would tell me, because I can't remember what movie y'all are talking about until y'all really start talking about it. But then you stop giving those. Now they're like one sentence, and I'm like, what movie is this? I don't even remember. I was like, okay. They're like, just make it better. So I made a little bit longer one, but now I'm looking at it, and I feel like it's too long.
I mean, it sounds like the people have spoken. Because if you told me Money Train, I would know. I could picture the poster in my head. But I could see that some people would be like, tell me about what movie you're talking about.
Right.
So go hit us with it.
All right. 2 foster brothers, John and Charlie, New York City transit cops. By the way, I didn't know transit cops were separate. They're not the NYPD?
Yeah.
Or is it a different branch? And it's still...
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's kind of like the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms have their own like SWAT teams, but then the FBI has SWAT teams, but then the police have their own, and then the military has their own. Like I guess they're all separate.
Yeah. So 2 foster brothers, New York City transit cops. Charlie is a compulsive gambler, gets into deep debt, and hatches a plan to rob the quote money train that collects all the subway fare. John is torn between stopping his brother and helping him. The plot involves a serial killer known as the Torch, for some reason, who's terrorizing the subway system.
Yeah, and that's Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson. You didn't say which one was which one, but if I just told you it's Wesley and it's Woody, and they're playing 2 characters named Charlie and John, and asked you to guess which one was which, you would definitely get it wrong.
I don't. Well, 2 things. John and Charlie don't sound like white or black names to me. They just sound like, I guess, old white people names.
Have you ever met a black guy named John?
No.
I guess that like I'm named John. There's not a lot of Johns walking around in 2025 except people my age.
No new Johns. They're all Apple and
yeah,
friggin' people's last names. I don't really like the name Wesley, but I did decide on Snipes. Is that cool? I'm gonna name my kid Snipes.
Yeah, dude, Snipes is great. The only black guy named John I can think of is John Chaney, the basketball coach.
Oh, I was thinking of John David Washington.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Denzel's kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right though. I wouldn't have got it right. I would have assumed they were both.
I forgot they were foster brothers in this movie.
Yeah.
That was news to me. The guy was like, "You 2 are brothers, even though you're a Negro." Wesley Snipes like mouthing behind him. He's like, "Negro."
Dude, that guy was so over the top.
Robert Blake, he's great.
Yeah, with his racism.
Yeah,
with his everything, he was.
With his everything.
Top. Yeah, way over the top.
Yeah, I don't know. This is just. I thought this was a fun action movie, and we love both of these actors. We're like, yeah, let's do this, man. It should be fun. And then we watched it, and we were both. We haven't. This is the first time we're talking about it, but I'm just assuming that we both were going like, what the.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Well, I have some notes. We'll talk about it. What's the budget?
This thing was budgeted $68 million. I think it was supposed to be $45 million, and had a slight overrun of 50%, and brought in a crowd-pleasing $77 million. So really, by the time you add in all the extra expenses, they did not make money. It was called critically a failure and commercially a failure. Yeah. It ends up being the 50th movie of the year, 1995, between Indian in the Cupboard and a Goofy movie.
Wait, it's ahead of a Goofy movie?
Yes.
And behind Indian in the Cupboard.
And behind Indian in the Cupboard. Goofy movie still goes hard. I like that one.
Yeah, that's because it's got Tevin singing Eye to Eye, and that song freaking rocks.
That's right.
Here's my question, though. Indian in the Cupboard. Had it not been for the book that we had to read in grammar school, would you know Indian in the Cupboard? I mean, I could picture the movie poster. It's the little kid looking at the tiny little Indian.
I didn't. Lit up. I never saw the movie, but I used to really like that book. So clearly,
I like the book too. Did it make it? Was the movie good? Like nobody.
I don't think I ever saw the movie. Directed by Frank Oz, but I don't think I ever saw it. And we're not doing it on the podcast.
I was gonna say we're not doing it. Nobody will ever know. We're not gonna know.
It's a mystery.
It didn't win any awards, by the way, and it didn't have any sequels.
No. I think everyone involved would like. This is one of those where I want to like. Could you? Like if you could get Woody Harrelson to talk to you, he would talk about anything because you can just tell he doesn't give a shit about anything. Like he would be like Hunger Games is cool, but like talk about Money Train. I feel sure he would talk to us for an hour. But I wonder if some of the other people who like their careers didn't go well after this, could you be like, could we get the director to be like, hey man, talk about the Money Train? I wonder if he would just have his people just tell us to F off and hang up the phone. Yeah,
actually, no. Bye. Yeah, probably. I mean. I don't even know that Woody Harrelson would want to talk about it too much.
I'm sure if we just reached out to ask him, he probably would be hard pass. But if we were talking to him already, I think he would be like, yeah, Money Train, we had a great time. He's like, we built this huge thing in L.A. where it was a fake subway station.
Yeah.
Which they did. They built a subway station mock-up that was 0.6 of a mile long in Los Angeles because it was too expensive to film some of the train action sequences in the actual New York subway.
Yeah, I could see that. So do you remember when you saw this the first time?
No. I know it was not 2 days ago. That was when I saw it for I want to say the third time.
Yeah, dude, I've seen this more than that because I can remember having it on DVD and it being just like, oh, throw that in while I'm doing something else.
I feel sure I would have rented this one because I wouldn't have seen it in theaters. It wasn't in theaters very long. But I would have been like, oh, those guys. And on the poster is a train that's exploding. I'm like, I'll check that out. I'm going to rent that guy.
So here's my question. I don't know whether or not I should say this. I can remember where I saw it. I saw it at the University Duplex. That's now a church over by Southeastern. I remember who I saw it with because that person got up and left. Because Wesley Snipes, a black guy, was making Woody, a white guy, look bad. And this person got up and left because of that.
Oh, so they didn't leave because the movie was bad. They left because of racism.
That's my thing. I don't know if that was the person's excuse, but he walked out before it was over, which is weird because this dude is not like that at all. Now, I do remember that he left the gay seat.
Yeah.
Where it's the two guys watching a movie and he leaves.
He left
the
room
seat
for the Holy
between us.
Spirit and left the empty seat in between you.
Right. But
I remember first time I saw a movie with my buddy Kyle in college. He tried to leave the gay seat. I was like, dude, how am I supposed to tell you jokes if you're like 2 seats away? Like, just sit next to me. It's fine. Like, just hold my hand for a second.
Just put your hand right here on my inner thigh. I don't want to say the person's name because it makes him sound super racist, and I know he's not.
Yeah, and that man's name was David Duke, and that was the last time you guys ever went to the movies together.
That was the last time we hung out. Dude, he's not like that, but that's literally the excuse he gave. Dude, I can't sit there and let a black guy shit all over Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, and I was like, you shouldn't mention his name, but I'm just going to say, because I don't even know who the person is, that kudos to that person for being that as a teenager and then not being that as an adult, because that shows growth, and that's what you want.
The thing is he wasn't even like that as a teenager. It was just weird. I don't know. That's why I think he was like, this movie sucks ass and I can't believe Jeff's making me watch it. I'm going to tell him some racist shit just so I can get out of here.
That tells you something about what it was like living in Hammond in the mid-'90s. A better reason to leave a movie was racism than the movie is bad.
Oh, man.
You go I have to pick between I'm not enjoying this, I'm gonna leave, versus I don't like to see a white guy shown up by a black guy, and the guy is like I choose racism, I'm going home early.
I think that's Woody Harrelson's whole thing too, though. Woody Harrelson's whole thing is being kind of bad at stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like being vulnerable. That's what he's really good at.
Yeah, well, dude, he loves to play the like hapless clown,
Right.
and then
it's
like
awesome. That's what he's good at. He should keep doing that forever.
Yeah, dude, I mean, it's the exact same. I mean, it's not the exact same, but his character is very similar to Billy Hoyle from White Men Can't Jump.
Yeah,
and it's even similar to like his character in the Hunger Games. It's like it's like you're the screw up, you're the drunk.
I think earthquake insurance is something I'm keen to take a whack at. I like that dude. So I hope he keeps making movies like that. But
yeah,
I do remember where I saw it, University Duplex. It was the end of 1995.
That is amazing.
Yeah. So what'd you rate it? No sevens, as if that was a problem.
No sevens. I was trying to figure out because I didn't enjoy it, but I always want to like. I want to do a little self.
At all?
I mean, there was parts of it that were fine, but there was no part where I was like, "Ooh, I'm locked into this." I was like, "God, this is such a." Wish I'd have known how bad this movie was. We could pick something different. But I want to make sure that I'm rating accurately because sometimes I don't enjoy it because I'm hungry or tired or in a bad mood or the version I'm watching is too loud or it's skipping or whatever. But it's like I just didn't. Yeah. It's not good. I'll just say I don't care if I ever watch it again. I don't know why I would.
Yeah.
But I don't. I mean, it's like maybe I put it. I don't know. Like I gave it like a 4.5, maybe 4. I don't know.
4. That's pretty low. I didn't think you were going to go that low.
Well, I wanted to look back and figure out like where I ranked Under Siege because Under Siege I had to knock down just because of how much I hate Steven Seagal now. But I actually think Under Siege is better than this.
The movie itself is probably
the movie itself. Yes. But I think I rated it lower.
Yeah, but that's Steven Seagal. You don't. That's the same problem I have because it feels like a 4.5 for me, but I don't want to give it a 4.5 because I really like Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson and J-Lo.
Oh yeah, me too.
So I ended up giving it a 6.
Wow, that is a very generous ranking.
Dude, so here's the thing though. The bad guy was so over the top that it was almost unbelievable that he would be such a douche.
Yeah.
I can't in good conscience give it a 4 because the whole time I was just like, oh wait, I remember this part. Ooh, I like that guy. And like there were parts that I just kept, yeah, it's corny and it's over the top, but I don't know. I'll definitely watch it again before I die. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I hope not. I hope I don't. I mean, it's an hour and 50 minutes long. It's way too long, and it also feels long. Like, I saw the new Superman movie, and that was fantastic, and it was a tight 2 hours. And I was like, God, this is a delightful experience.
Yeah.
And this was an hour 50, and I was like, how much? We got 40 minutes left? Jesus, they're not even on the train yet.
Train's in the title. They're not even on it yet.
I thought the plot was utter dog shit. I'm like, why did they? There was also a guy with a trench coat spraying gasoline on people for no reason whatsoever.
I didn't get that part.
I guess that I don't know, like, because I looked at the writers. This is one of those ones where I kind of wish that we could talk to people and figure out what went on. Because like Doug Richardson wrote Die Hard 2, wrote Bad Boys. David Lowery is also written.
He did Passenger 57.
Did Passenger 57? Did
Lakeview Terrace?
Freaking Three Musketeers?
Yeah,
those are good. Those are guys who seem like they know what they're doing. I'm wondering if this is not one because the studio, Columbia, is the studio, and Columbia's just come off of Last Action Hero and Striking Distance. Shout out podcast favorites, both of them. But both of those movies didn't make the money they were supposed to. So this is the next action movie they're doing, and so I know there's a lot of pressure on this movie to perform. So I wonder if the studio didn't just
micromanage
make him do a bunch of shit that was a horrible idea. It's like, what if we put in a serial killer who's got a trench coat? And it's like, maybe J-Lo gets in there and she's like got her low cut a lot and she's like trying to make out with both guys. What about that? Because it all seems like we didn't need all. I'm not upset about having 25-year-old J-Lo on screen, but I didn't need it.
Right.
The dynamic between the brothers was already like Woody is to screw up and then Wesley takes care of him. We already had that. I didn't need J-Lo to make that very obvious.
I think you're right. It could have been tightened up. I like the J-Lo triangle between the brothers. That could have been the extra plot, not the torch guy, not Chris Cooper or whatever his name is.
Yeah, it seems like
we didn't.
You could have made it work and made it be 20 minutes shorter. Even still, I don't know if it would have been
every time Woody lost money and couldn't pay the guys, they could have made that shorter. Like all of, I see where you're saying they could take stuff out, and
there's a bunch of subplots, and the plotting here is absolute. It was horrible, and then it's like for two guys that I know can be funny, and also J-Lo can be funny. None of them were very funny in this movie.
Yeah, they were.
And I know that's not
really
their fault,
though.
Yeah, dude, they're trying. It's just wasn't funny. And then the action was like all in the last 30 minutes of the movie.
Right.
So I'm an hour 20 in before shit finally starts exploding, and that's too long.
Yeah.
If it's supposed to be an action comedy and I'm an hour 20 in and I don't have any comedy, I should have had some action by now.
Right. Yeah. And they didn't have action or comedy. I'm with you.
So, but that's one of those, like, if you give me a Money Train DVD for my birthday, I'm not going to go, man, dick, I don't. It's like, hey, great, thank you.
Why would you give me this?
Yeah, I don't care. This movie does nothing it. I don't have to ever watch it again. I don't care if it's someone's favorite movie and they're very upset. I'm just going like, I didn't think it was that interesting or that funny or that action.
Right.
And I was confused why it was so complicated when it didn't need to be.
Totally agree. So do you have best scenes?
Yeah, I got two scenes.
Cool. I do.
Two scenes that I like there.
I have two scenes I like, but then I have a thing I want to talk about. Let's go to the scenes. What's your first scene?
There's a couple that I remembered, but I didn't necessarily write down. There's parts of this movie that I was surprisingly how much I remembered. But the two scenes I like, the first one is when Wesley and Woody are in the street after they're leaving the bar and they're arguing. And as they're arguing, some guys come up to rob them, and then they pull their guns, and it's like five people all pointing guns at each other. And then they do the Bad Boys thing where they just start like yelling at each other, and they're like pointing their guns at each other, they're circling.
Yeah.
And then the guys that were going to rob them just like give up and run away.
Right. I like that part because they're arguing over whether they were treated the same. Woody was like, no, Ma D didn't give me the same as she gave you. You always had the upper hand. And they started arguing about that as they were trying to get robbed.
And then Wesley Snipes is like, I should have whooped your ass when you stole my Garth Brooks CD. And I was like, Wesley Snipes had a Garth Brooks CD? Did he write that, or how'd that get in there?
Maybe he likes Garth Brooks. Who knows?
I love Garth Brooks. I just would not have expected that from Wesley Snipes.
Dude, my first one is the opening chase scene when they're pretending to be drunk, and they're trying to lure the people out to rob them, which seems kind of like
entrapment.
Yeah, but
I don't know if that's a real thing.
With less
I remembered.
Jones.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that part because they're transit cops and they work in teams, and that one of them pretends to be drunk, and then they wait for someone to try and rob them, and then when they do, they arrest them, which seems a lot like entrapment to me.
Yeah.
But also I remembered that. I don't know if that's a real thing.
Well, I remember this scene too because when the kid because he starts running and he runs up on the people emptying the money train on the next station.
Yeah.
And when the cops tell him to stop, he doesn't, and he's only just got the chain in his hand. He's rope chain. And when he gets shot by the police officers, he's running forward and he gets thrown back by the bullets in the handguns. And I remember always thinking, damn, those bullets must be very powerful to do that. That's stuck into my head. I like the whole idea where they get upset that, hey, man, this kid just was trying to get a rope chain. We're just trying to entrap people. There was no reason for you to kill him. And I like that whole thing because he's doing
I like that.
Fake drunk
I like that
thing.
too.
It was really awesome.
Yeah, they both got to act like fake drunk, which I thought I love. That's one of my favorite things when actors pretend to be drunk, and the fact that they're doing it in the movie in character, pretending to be drunk, is even better.
Yeah.
But then the kid runs off. The money train cops shoot him dead, and they're not at all upset about it, which is we learned is not at all acting or fictional. And then Wesley and Woody are like, dude, you don't have to shoot him. He's just a freaking kid. He's got a stupid rope chain. Like, what are you doing? They're like, whoa. He's like, well, you suck. And then they all start fighting.
They all start fighting. But then we find out their boss is definitely like that.
Robert Blake.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, apparently in the 1860s, they created a New York Transit Police Department, and then they reintegrated into the NYPD in like the 90s. A couple of years after this movie,
nice.
by Mayor Rudy Giuliani. But
awesome.
It's freaking crazy. They had their own separate police force for a long time.
The country's mayor. Yeah, maybe that's why they're able to entrap people.
And my second scene, and the only scene that you really need to watch in this movie, is when they steal the money train. That's
right.
that like 25-minute action set piece that the movie ends with. That right there is the jam, and it's pretty badass.
I liked Woody's idea of stopping for the tunnel to get to the surface and stealing the money that way. I thought that was cool that he was able to do that. I had that as my other thing also. It's just a climactic sequence that hijack the money train. There's a high-speed chase. They bleed the brakes so they can't get stopped. They run through some shit. Spectacular crash, which, by the way, Jake's been getting into scary movies, right? We watched the movie Stigmata. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes. Yes, I do.
In there, she is in the subway, and that's when she gets the stigmata, the wounds of Christ on her hands. It's freaking biblical horror. When she's in there, they're showing scenes of the subway, of her riding in the subway. One of the scenes, the subway they show the front train, and the piece of metal is sticking out of the window, and that flashing light is on the front. And I was like, what the hell? Why do I know that? Then I rewound it, and Jake's like, what? And I'm like, I know that from something. I don't know what it is. This was like 2 months ago. I'm watching it this the other day, and they took a scene from Money Train and repurposed it in the movie Stigmata. So when I looked it up, it actually was. They apparently people recycle stuff like that all the time. Like,
that's awesome. I like that they, like, freaking 15 years later, just are going like, hey, we could probably reuse this. We already have a train.
Nobody's going to like. So the other thing that was the example on the website that I found the information on was Bill and Ted's. They took War and Peace, like a scene from that old movie, and used that as the war part of the movie when they went and visited that. Dude, I knew I remembered it. I just didn't remember why I remembered it until I saw that. And they put the piece of metal through the glass on the speed, the directional bar. Was that going to go to reverse? That was the whole idea?
Yeah, they were going to put it in reverse because the brakes were broken, and so they were going to use the bar when they rammed into the other train. The bar was going to put the train into reverse, and then that was how they were going to stop it. And that's how. So then they jump off, and then the train's like cartwheeling through the station and doing all that stuff.
Yeah. I only had those two scenes. I did want to mention, though, the bar scenes. Every time they went to that bar, how it was like dimly lit, and then they had the Christmas lights, and it was always like R&B music that was nondescript in the background. Like, I really liked those scenes. I liked the way they were lit. It looked like a bar that I would want to go to. Like, I don't know why.
I like how it's the same bar they go to like after a regular day of work, and like J-Lo's playing pinball, but then it's also where they celebrate New Year's Eve, where like you're wearing like an evening gown.
Yeah, you want to go where everybody knows your name.
You do, but you don't like it seems like you wouldn't dress up for New Year's if you're going to your like neighborhood bar. You would just wear your regular clothes. I mean, I get it. Not like it's like let's put a 25-year-old J-Lo in like a backless freaking plunging red dress.
Let's put J-Lo 25.
But why not just set that somewhere else? I know the answer is money, but still, I thought that was kind of weird.
Train full of it. I don't even know. I don't know.
Did you know that the money train was a real thing?
No, I didn't.
Because the subway for a long time, you put like physical money into the little turnstile, or you handed folding money to the people to get your like pass. Right. And they started to phase it out, I think, towards the end of the 90s, because they started doing Metro cards, and you would like preload them, and now it's like Metro cards, or it's an app, or it's now there's no they don't do the money train anymore because there's no money to collect. But for a while, like that actually was a real thing.
I didn't know that.
It's pretty awesome.
Also, I did want to mention the part where Wesley Snipes was pretending to be drunk, and those two ladies were trying to molest him, and he was like tugging really hard on his lapel, because that was
which is like the signal to come in and get him.
Right. But then J-Lo gets burned, and he like pushes them off and shoots out the window.
Yeah.
Before he jumps in there. Or maybe that was the other lady. He shoots out the window before he jumps in. That shit was cool. Like he had jumped between the trains. Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, I mean,
awesome.
There's some cool stuff in here, and I liked the fight choreography because Wesley Snipes a lot of times will do like a lot of karate moves, and he was just mainly doing just punching and like elbowing and stuff, and like did a couple like knees, but he didn't do like a bunch of like Bruce Lee like roundhouse stuff. That's cool. He's fighting more like he's just a police officer and not like a guy who's got a bunch of black belts.
yeah.
Even though he wore gloves the whole movie, even indoors, which is strange to me because I lived places where it's cold and I didn't wear my jacket, my scarf, my hat, and my gloves indoors.
Maybe he wants to be ready in case he has to go outside at the drop of a hat to dance with J-Lo.
Yeah, so I didn't have another scene. Did you have another scene?
No, that's all I had.
All right, let's do quotes. I got one quote.
What's your quote?
So when J-Lo first gets onto like the task force, she's talking about like what an honor it is, and she's like seeing him. She's watching them work. She's like, man, you guys are amazing. You guys are the best. And Woody Harrelson goes, well, modesty prevents me. Well, no, it doesn't. We are the best.
Yeah.
And just Woody Harrelson, man. He's just funny, and when he says stuff, makes me laugh.
And he's being weird too. He's like, "Oh come on," like singing Christmas music under his breath, like.
Yeah, and he's got a mullet the whole movie, and he's freaking wearing a beret. It's weird.
I like Woody. Dude, I don't know why, but I remember the scene where he says, and it happens more than once. They're getting in a fight, and he's about to hit somebody. He's like, no, you're not going to hit him. He's like, why not? Because I'm going to hit him. And he turns around and hits him in the face. They do that numerous times.
Yeah, they did it a bunch of times.
So I put that down as mine. The only other quote that I had, because again, it's wicked corny, and I feel weird writing some of these down. But there was one where Donald Patterson, Robert Blake's character, the hate-filled chief.
The guy who's in charge of the money train.
Yeah. He says, you're going to fall someday, and when you're there, I'm going to F you dead. And first of all, what a freaking weirdo. That was so weird for him to say that. But then when they're leaving and they're walking back up the steps to the surface streets, Woody's asking him questions. He's like, you think he wants to F us before we're dead or after we're dead? Like they're just going back and forth, like critiquing his weird saying. Yeah. So I threw that in there. Also, just Wesley Snipes in general does all of the Wesley Snipes things you think he's going to do. Like just oh, come on now, Dorothy. You're going to have to click your heels 3 times. Come on back to Candace. You ain't got a chance. Like just stuff like that he says in all of his movies. He does that a lot in this one.
Yeah, I feel like he might have had like a script doctor around to be like, I need some, as I'm running, I want some quips. Make some quips for me.
You forgot your boarding pass. Like, just random stuff to say when you're pulling out a gun.
Yeah. No ticket.
No ticket. Dude, Cece watched all the Indiana Joneses with me this past week.
Good.
Yeah.
They're great.
So, yeah, she's going to watch this one too.
Oh, man.
She's going to watch this one. All right. 3 best characters that aren't Woody Harrelson or Wesley Snipes.
Oh, I'm out.
You don't have any other? You don't have anybody else?
No, I got Wesley and Woody, and then I had Robert Blake on there.
Dude, that's what I put. That's what I put.
And I was like, oh, yeah, we'll talk about Robert Blake. I liked him in this movie. And then I was reading his Wikipedia page, and I was like, oh, yeah, he got arrested in 2001 for murdering his wife. And then he got off in criminal court, but was found liable in civil court for wrongful death. So I'm like, kind of forgot about that. That's not great. Interestingly, he remarried after that. Someone was like, he never tried to kill me.
I'm going to change him.
But yeah, he's really good in this. He's Dick. Turns out that was probably easy for him to play.
Just authoritarian, just angry all the time. Yeah.
Very angry. He didn't, because I didn't know that much about him because he's obviously a lot older. He got started in like during World War II as a child actor in like Little Rascals. Yeah, and then he played in the Red Ryder film franchise, which is a Western comic strip that they adapted. But the funny thing is that he's Italian, and they just cast him to play a Native American Indian because in the 30s and 40s, everyone's like, Italian's close enough, it's fine.
Yeah, they're both light brown. Let him have it. Dude, isn't the guy who's crying over the trash in that 70s commercial, in that PSA, that guy's Italian, I think.
Yeah, I think he is.
And I think the guy who's the most interesting man in the world, I think that guy's Italian. Like, I don't think anybody knows the difference when you're just looking at, which should be the light bulb moment where you go like, oh, if I can't tell the difference, maybe they're not all that different. But
right.
No.
I mean, to be fair, a lot of this stuff is in black and white, but it's also like, yeah, it's we don't have enough Native Americans, Indigenous Americans for this movie. It's like, just stick some Italians in there. No one will even know.
Nobody will have any idea. They talk with their hands, and so do the Indians.
So, wife murdering stuff aside, Robert Blake was very good in this movie, I thought, as a scary, terrible person.
Yeah, he was a horrible, hate-filled person. Very good antagonist, though, I thought.
So yeah, other than Wesley and Woody, that's who I had. And I mean, J-Lo was good, but I just didn't think I needed her in the movie.
And she wasn't in enough of it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the director.
Okay.
Poor Jojo Rubin.
Pour some out. I was watching a behind the scenes featurette about the making of this movie, probably before it came out, when they all thought it might still be good. And he was talking a lot about the vision and how they worked together. And but he did so like Sleeping with the Enemy is kind of his biggest movie in 1991. Makes
Julia Roberts.
Absolute crap pile of money with Julia Roberts.
Yeah.
And then he does The Good Son with Macaulay Culkin and Elijah Wood. Which is kind of pretty weird. We didn't do it.
I remember
it on the podcast. I do too. And then he did this one, and then his career started to kind of tail off a bit.
Yeah, there's a lot of those though. Like looking at all of his different movies before this, you could tell like the ones after it aren't going to be that good. I mean, this one wasn't that good. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no,
he's making a living out of it, so I'm sure it's fine. He's retired now, so like he made.
Well, man, I'm looking at like his first feature film directing gig is in 1974. His last one's in 2017. All told, that's a pretty good career. He's got 13 directing credits, and a couple of them are pretty memorable movies.
Not for any. The first one in 1974, it's called The Sister-in-Law. That's basically softcore porn. I try to pull up some of the movies that I don't know and watch trailers just to see. They had that whole movie on, when I typed that one in, it was on a different website that I needed to show my ID to get on, so I didn't get to watch that one. But
and they were advertising hot MILFs in your area?
Yeah. So it's just basically softcore porn. Like, that was his thing, and you can kind of tell, like, when J-Lo and what's his name get together, Wesley Snipes get together.
Right.
It's just basically Red Shoe Diaries for 25 seconds while a song plays in the background. Just a lot of sweeping camera moves and darkness in the background. I mean, good on this guy for doing it, but Sleeping with the Enemy is definitely his biggest movie, not this one.
Yeah, and I don't know enough about directing to go like, that guy did a terrible job or he did a great job. I'm like, it seemed fine. I don't know how much of it, if it's him or if it's the editor, if it's the producer, if it's the writers, but like,
the writers,
shit's way too long, way too confusing. Someone should have fixed that. Maybe him, maybe someone else.
Maybe somebody else. Yeah, dude, the writers we talked about, Die Hard 2, Live Free or Die Hard, Bad Boys, that was Doug Richardson. The other guy did Passenger 57 and Lakeview Terrace and Three Musketeers. Did you recognize the music?
I recognize the composer, Mark Mancini, who does every freaking action movie in the 90s.
It feels
this felt like he had some leftover stuff after Bad Boys. He's like, you could use this. I wasn't going to use it anywhere else. It's like, but what about this one? Kenny, that's the same song.
Dude, the guy who produced it, Neil Canton.
Yeah.
He did Back to the Futures.
He did Back to the Future. He did Caddyshack 2. Yeah, I was looking at that. I was like, how'd this guy...
He did duets. Remember that
He did duets, which we'll do on the podcast, and everyone will be like, what movie?
The what now? There also, the other producer, John Peters, I looked up him. He did the Batman Returns. That's one of the movies we did. He did Rain Man. He did the Clue movie with Pennywise. What's his name? This guy's done some good stuff, and he played Boy on Donkey crossing Red Sea in 1956 in the Ten Commandments.
That's a memorable movie because we went to Catholic school, so they would show us that when they didn't feel like teaching.
Plus, I mean, it's really nice to be able to say, like, I was boy on donkey crossing the Red Sea. That's a pretty nice.
Yeah, you probably can. Like, I feel like in Hollywood, especially in this time in like the 80s and 90s, you probably could go like, yeah, I remember when I was working on it with Charleston Heston on the Ten Commandments. I remember he said, it's like, you were what? You were in the Ten Commandments? You're like, oh yeah,
I was definitely there. 56, I remember it. Yeah, Ten Commandments.
Yeah, dude, came on 2 VHSs. You know how many actors were in that? It's like 500 people.
He also did Wild Wild West, by the way.
Nice. That's what there's good people involved with this, and I don't know how this is not good. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes we go like, dude, how did My Cousin Vinny get written by someone who'd never written anything and directed by someone who never directed anything and win an Oscar and be absolutely freaking hysterical? And then movies like this that have a lot of people involved in it that all seem like they know what they're doing be like, that's not that good.
Yeah. What happened?
I saw a clip of Tom Hanks talking about Forrest Gump, and it was just saying like he shot all of the bench scenes in one day of shooting.
Yeah.
And he was asking Robert Zemeckis, the director, he's like, I don't know. He's like, is this going to work? Is anybody going to buy this? Because I guess it was early on in the film. And then Robert Zemeckis, he's like, that's the great thing about movies. He's like, you never know. He's like, we could be sowing the seeds of our own demise right now.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, if Tom Hanks and Robert Zemeckis don't know if they're making a movie that's going to be any good, for sure these people don't know.
Yeah, they don't know. So since it's set during Christmas, do you watch this as a Christmas movie every year?
I would, except I'm not going to watch it ever again. So I think instead I'm going to not watch it ever again.
Anytime you want to feel like there's some religion, but also want to see clips from this movie, just watch Stigmata, because that was way better and scarier.
I am definitely also not going to watch Stigmata. I don't want to watch scary movies. I'm going to watch Die Hard.
Deliberate tutte me. Like, I don't...
I'm going to watch National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
Shitter's broke.
Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah.
Shitter's full.
Dude, I had bonus good. They want you to say the blessing. Available on Patreon, by the way. They spent $4.5 million building a fake subway set. Wesley and Woody got $5.5 million apiece. So that's $15.5 million of their proposed $45 million budget. This is an expensive movie.
Yeah.
And I think, and I'm just assuming, I'm just guessing that the studio probably put a lot of pressure on them to insert things that they probably didn't want to try to make this thing work, which makes it not work.
How much of that $5.5 million does Wesley Snipes have to pay to the IRS?
According to him, none. $0 is the tax that he owes.
$9. Oh, man. That's awesome. Speaking of dollars, wait. At the end, when they steal the money and he opens the jacket, the little tags there, and it's $53,000.
Yeah.
They're no longer transit cops. They got fired. You think they'll get their job back now that your boy got arrested?
Probably. I thought it said $563,000. I thought he stole $500,000.
I thought it said $53,000 because it was $500,000. Can you fit that in your jacket?
That's what I was kind of wondering about that. I was like, can he get that much money in his coat?
Yeah.
$53,000 makes more sense.
53.
Dude, it seems like they can get their jobs back because J-Lo's still working there. They arrested Captain Douchebag, and surely they're gonna have him back.
They arrested Captain Douchebag. I'm trying to fast forward to the end. I'm going to tell you exactly how much they stole. He's feeling the jacket. Wait for it. He's like, what is that? No, I put on some weight. Oh, no, I'm pregnant. All the bad jokes. And everybody is standing around them. And it's $53,000. Nope, $536,000. $536,000.
That's what I'm saying. $500,000.
No way that fits in his jacket, right?
Doesn't seem like.
I don't know. Even if it's all hundreds, which it's not, though, right? Isn't that the money they pick up from?
That's the money they collect from the booth. But when he was on the money train, all the bags had like a tag that said how much money was in them. So maybe he probably just picked the one that had the most money. So that bag might have had mostly hundreds, but I don't know. Like, dude, it was like the size of like a sack that you would take your lunch in if you were going to work. Like, it doesn't seem like you could fit $500,000 in there.
Oh man. I definitely don't think a money weight calculator. This is what we need. 563. Is that what I told you? 63,000. Oh, where's the fucking weight? This is silly.
This is the top-notch podcasting that people came here for.
Dude, it's telling me in coins, in grams. Is it?
Yeah.
So you think it's 20? You think it's $20? $20 bills? It's 620 pounds. If it's if it's $100 bills,
but even if it's hundreds, that means it would be 150 pounds.
Yeah, 124 pounds.
Yeah. So a little movie magic there. The question I have for you is, I read on the internet that Woody Harrelson's net worth is projected to be upwards of $70 million.
Jeez.
And like, if I was going to pick people that I think are famous that don't care about having any money, Woody Harrelson would be like pretty high on the list.
I think you're right. There's so little I know about Woody Harrelson. Like, is he married? Does he have kids? Like, I don't know any. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know any of that information. And I would think that if he has that much money and he's not married, he probably just does it for the love of the... Like, he's just doing it because he loves acting.
He's married. He's got 3 kids. Every time you ever see Woody Harrelson, he's been in our lives forever. He's been acting since 1985.
Right.
And every time you see him like on a freaking talk show or a podcast or an interview, he's just like, yeah, man, you just like, I don't know, just like hang out. He doesn't seem like a guy where it's like,
that's why they're friends.
It's like, bring the car around. No, the other car. Y'all need to anticipate. Like, I don't see, like, I'll be in my 3-story trailer. He seems like he doesn't care about anything.
Yeah.
Like he would sleep in a refrigerator box and just like surf, and then like it's like, hey, what do you have to put shoes on? He's, God dang it, shoes.
I wonder if how much of that is his characters he always plays, and how much of that is. You think since all of the characters are like that, just like Robert Blake, it was easy for him to play a jerk because in real life, turns out.
But this is my theory. This is my theory about acting. I think we've probably talked about this, but I just don't think there's that many really good actors. There's like Meryl Streep and like Tom Hanks and a couple other people, but most people just like have to play some version of them.
Right.
So it's like, if you want someone to play like the world's biggest hard ass who yells at people all the time, like, you don't cast Woody Harrelson as that. But if you want someone to play the alcoholic screw up who's kind of funny, it's like, well, that's Woody Harrelson.
That's Woody Harrelson, yeah.
Like, I just don't, like, I think if someone keeps playing the same role all the time, they're probably like that at least a good bit.
Yeah, The Rock.
Or like they wouldn't get that call.
Dwayne Johnson. I agree that you're correct with that assumption.
Yeah, man. Political incorrectness. I'm sure there's some. I like that. I mean, movies still do this. It's like, oh, there's a black guy and a white guy. We want there to be a love triangle. It's like, well, Hispanic chick's the only option, really.
Gotta be. That'll give Robert Blake a reason to say Negro and white guy and Latino and say it all stupid like he did.
Yeah. And then old tech. I like how the maps that showed where the train was just really like, it was like an actual map painted on a piece of plywood that had like little light bulbs, and the bulb would turn on.
Yeah. Oh man, that was great. I also like how the primary use of communication was walkie-talkies.
Oh yeah,
I'm
walking and talking.
The whammy kablams. A lot of old tech. Freaking before electronic subway cards, like you said, the Metro cards.
Yeah, dude, putting freaking coins in there and folding money to get on the transit.
Yeah.
I would do that. I guess old tech would be public transportation because we don't have any in Nashville.
Yeah, none of that.
People are like, we can't do that. I was like, have you looked anywhere else? Like, yeah, but we can't, though.
All those extra lanes, we need that for parking.
5 questions. Is it okay for kids?
I mean, if you're asking if a rated R movie where they show some boobies and a lot of people get killed that say the F word a lot is okay for kids, I would say probably around 13. But I don't think you should show this to anybody because it's not good.
You gave it a 6 out of 10. You gave it almost a passing grade. Rotten Tomatoes, by the way, has it at a 22%.
Whoa. That's low. 22?
Yeah.
22?
22.
Yeah, that's not good. I gave it a 6 on purpose. It's not a passing grade, but they could still bring it up if they tried and they really
if they
did
put in
some
a little extra work.
Yeah.
So we don't. We already have a great idea for a podcast. It's this one that we're doing. But if we were gonna do another one, I think it would be really fun to do a movie podcast where you only picked movies that were below 50% on Rotten Tomatoes that you think are good.
Oh, yeah.
So you don't pick bad movies, but you pick movies that you like that no one else likes.
On Plex, I have an entire playlist of the collection of those. They're below 50 golden movies. They're awesome. I have another one that's below 25, and it's over 100 movies that I like.
Dude, I just looked up Alex and Emma, which is a movie I know me and you like that no one else likes. 11% on Rotten Tomatoes.
What? There is no way that's 11.
Yeah, dude, I like that movie. You like that movie. 11%. That would be a fun podcast that someone else will maybe do.
What year is that?
I don't know. Early 2000s?
Are we going to make it that far?
2003? I mean, 8 years. Maybe. Who knows if podcasts will still be a thing. If we really pivot hard into video, it might be tough for me and Jeff, as anyone watching on video can see.
We'll be holograms that show up on your dashboard when you drive. That'd be horrible.
It'll be one of those where I can just say, ChatGPT, go do that podcast for me. Pretend that you're me. Do the younger version, though. Make the younger, skinnier version.
Do that thing that you do that makes me funny.
Stupid TV. Be more funny.
Be more funny. Come and sit in TV's warm, basking glow, warm glow.
Would this movie get made if it were pitched now? Second question.
Dude,
I feel like...
Buddy
Yeah.
Cop action comedy? That's a
buddy
timeless
cop
genre. That seems...
The love triangle would just they would all three be lesbians, which would be awesome, and then they could do all the train stuff with CGI. I think it would work.
Could you not? You don't need it. There is no money train. You pick something else that they have to rob. You know what I'm saying? It's not money train anymore. It's money truck. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Or it's a train, but it's got it's got trading cards on it. It's got baseball cards. Or
are those still worth stuff?
Oh yeah, dude. Have you seen? There's I'm surprised your kids haven't seen this at some point. There's videos of people that are opening baseball cards and basketball cards and Pokemon cards and Magic the Gathering cards to figure out if inside the cards they got one that's really valuable.
Cool.
Hey, I don't want to do that, but that's definitely a thing.
All those ones in my attic are still good?
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're probably not. They probably all spontaneously combusted in your attic. It's 183 degrees.
That's weird that you know the exact temperature of my attic.
Yeah, because you just texted me yesterday about how hot the water was coming out of your bidet.
A blanched butthole. All right, so yeah, I think you make it again, but it's going to be different. You got to make it a movie though, and short.
A movie for sure, and also, I mean, count me in on any train heist movie. I want to see that. I love that.
Like Lone Ranger. Yeah,
sure. Why not? The Great Train Robbery, Back to the Future 3. If people are going to rob a train, I'm into it. Yeah.
What's the movie with the
Wild
brothers?
Wild West?
No. The movie with the brothers where Dwight Yoakam can blow up stuff, and it's got McConaughey.
Oh, the Newton Boys.
Newton
Boys.
I love
that.
That's a train robbery. Oh,
they do some train robbery, and they also do bank robbery on that one.
What year is that? That movie?
I feel like it's 97.
That was a good movie, I remember.
98. Dude, I love that movie. Matthew McConaughey, Ethan Hawke, Skeet Ulrich, Vincent D'Onofrio. We're definitely doing that one.
Yeah.
Dwight Yoakam, Julia Margulies.
Why is, of all those people, Dwight Yoakam's the one that I remember? And why did that bring...
Because he was blowing up the safe.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah. No, I love that. I love that movie. I've watched it pretty recently.
We're doing it.
That's a done deal.
Yeah, I think you make it a movie, you make it shorter. Who plays the lead? Did you recast anybody?
No, I mean, Harrelson is 33, J-Lo's 25, Wesley Snipes I think is in that same age range, early 30s, so it'd be pretty easy to cast.
I think the main thing is John David Washington to play Wesley Snipes. I already decided he's going to be the John that plays John.
Yeah.
Since we already talked about him. John David Washington, and then I want, for Woody Harrelson, I want him to be a different kind of messed up. And I'm picking Adam Driver.
Oh, I like that.
I like Adam Driver.
I do too.
He's a tall drink of water.
Can he do comedy? I've never seen him do comedy.
He was on SNL where he played Star Wars comedy, and it was pretty funny.
Nice.
I think he could do it. So can you still watch and enjoy this movie?
No. You should just watch the last, the actual money train stealing action sequence on YouTube.
Is there a market for people making edits of movies that are like this, not like epic movies that everybody's like, ooh, I need the Marvel movies, but I need them all in chronological order by scene. I'm talking about movies like this where you're like, I'm going to take every single piece that doesn't need to be in here, shorten this down to about 25 minutes, and it's an after-school special now, and it's awesome.
Dude, the internet has started showing me some different stuff from like fan edit communities, and the answer is yes. That I guess I saw last week someone made a fan edit of Ace Ventura, which we did on the podcast, and all they did was take out the transphobic jokes. Ooh, like they took out like 23 seconds of footage. So like there's people doing just random movies like that to make tiny changes. So I feel sure. I don't know about this movie because I don't know if anyone even remembers it, but sure, like definitely are people like, dude, make me Money Train, but make it make sense.
I have fan edits. Like I made the movies that I show at school. Every time somebody's going to get stabbed in the head by Brad Pitt on Troy, there's a little ding, and then I take out all the gratuitous stabbing, and I shortened it by like, I don't know, maybe like 4.5 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
So I want somebody to do that for these movies.
Those are the super easy. Those are the super easy fan edits because all you're doing is trimming stuff that you don't want. You're not trying to like color grade or like bring in from the European version and like change all the sound around to make it 7.1.
77.
Yeah, you're just like you're not going to try to AI upscale original film prints. You're just like, I just want to delete that one little bit. I'm just going to clip that bit out.
Yeah, no more torch. I'm going to make a fan edit of this and I'm going to share it with you.
I think that is a great use of your time. I support it.
We all know I'm not doing that.
No, you're definitely not doing that. You can still watch it. You have to rent it on Amazon. I didn't see it streaming anywhere, but it is available to watch should you choose to. Don't do it, but you can. But I wouldn't. But it's possible, but I seriously don't.
Should you choose to do this, don't do it.
But the yogurt is poisonous.
Oh, man. So did we didn't even really discuss what the next movie's going to be.
We didn't. The last time we talked about it, we had Clueless, we had this one, and we had Tommy Boy as our kind of next couple that we had picked out. So Tommy Boy is the next one that we haven't done.
Tommy Boy is what I had down at the bottom. I just didn't know if you wanted to still do that.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm so happy. I'm ready for the Tommy Boy palate cleanse after this one. Another buddy movie.
Man,
with a handful more jokes.
The right kind of buddy movie. Less action, more comedy. I like that.
I think Tommy Boy has about the amount of action that this does. I think about like them running over the deer and like them fighting with the 2x4. I think we're pretty close.
Not so much here, but right here.
But right here.
I knew it. I can't wait.
All right. Thank you guys for listening. Free 7-day trial on Patreon if you want to hear movies from 90, 89, 88, or 87 that we've done there. Plus extra interviews and stuff. And we'll be back on the main feed in 2 weeks with Tommy Boy.
Yeah. Vaya con Dios.
Vaya con Dios. 46 count the scene in a second. She's just thinking. It's not doing anything.
That was it. Oh.
Thanks for listening to Movie Life Crisis. Please subscribe, rate, and review. And remember, don't drive angry.
He's in the booth. Fire him.